Actually, I'm going to read it because it's a great quote. You said, not all philanthropic giving is just, and not all is based on equality.
We were grappling with the extent to which philanthropy actually reinforces and mirrors some of the post-colonial discrimination. There was an assumption that Africa's only useful role or only useful contribution to the conversation was around its experiences of receiving this benign aid, from the West. It felt like a very sort of top-down, in which the problems that African women and African communities were experiencing were analyzed and decided in terms of what was needed. It was a very external, extractive gaze and prescription.
Extractive gaze, that's
Yes.
a great way of putting it.
It's a very extractive gaze and prescription. And it assumed that this was kindness. It was talked about as being kindness. We're giving to you from our surplus, and isn't it wonderful of us? And so you have to conform to what we think is the problem with you. And so a very audacious thing was started on, where we said, well, a number of issues. We have to make visible the, rich traditions of giving in Africa. We also have to challenge and disrupt this sort of top-down decision around what's good and around what's needed. We were going to pitch our tents wherever these philanthropic conversations were happening, and we were going to say, this is the way we see it. And I think this is, the Harambee Ubuntu feminist philanthropist initiative, which is run by two leading African, social justice African philanthropic institutions, Trust Africa and Urgent Action Africa, who are here in the audience. Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody who have been pioneering this audacious initiative, again, to disrupt philanthropy and to bring in the sort of African traditions of collective engagement, giving through solidarity. Ubuntu, you are because I am. The fact that we may not be high net worth individuals, we may not be, rich countries, we may be poor as dirt, as other people see it, but that doesn't mean we don't give, right? And actually, Africa has given very, 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 very generously on all sorts of things.